What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Harpoon Brewery, and they're out of both Boston, Massachusetts and Windsor, Vermont, and this is their Dunkin Boston Kreme Stout. So this is an American stout that is brewed with Dunkin Donuts, cacao, natural flavors, and artificial colors. Comes in at 4.3% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 6 weeks old. So this is the last beer from the Dunkin Dozen mix pack that I'll be reviewing on the channel. I did their Dunkin Pumpkin during the 10 Days of Pumpkin, pretty damn good. I did their Jelly Donut IPA, which was a miss for me. I really like the Jelly Donut kind of characteristic, but I didn't think it worked all that well with the IPA base. I would have liked to see like a blonde ale or something like that. And now we have this one. They do have the Dunkin Coffee Porter in there, but I reviewed that one a couple years ago when it first came out, so I'm not going to re-review it. But this might be the most interesting one of everything in the mix pack because I like Boston cream donuts. I like donuts in general. Look at me. I like donuts. But yeah, I really like Boston cream donuts. And if it's any indication, the Jelly Donut IPA, which they used raspberry puree and it said donuts, it really tasted like the jelly-filled center of a donut, I guess, Dunkin' Donut. But yeah, it was crazy how much it tasted exactly like it. So I'm hoping this tastes like a Boston cream donut. The only thing worries me about this one, 4.3%. I can probably count on one hand the amount of low ABV adjunct or pastry stouts that I've enjoyed. Typically, if it has a bunch of adjuncts in it, usually the higher the ABV, the better it comes off. So 4.3 kind of worries me. I've had, really low ABV stouts that are tasty, just not ones with a bunch of adjuncts in it. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this one goes. So let's crack this open, get it into a glass to see what we got going on. Like I said, I'm really excited about this one. We'll see though. So yeah, it's pouring out. This is not going to be pitch black. On camera, it's going to look pitch black, but like in the glass, definitely not. As I'm pouring it, I take that back. As I poured the entire thing, should think before I speak. Channel will be way better. Yeah, in the glass, it definitely does look pitch black or really dark brown. On camera, I know it's going to look pitch black. When I was pouring it, kind of had like cola vibes to it, but it doesn't look like that in the glass. It looks a lot better. It has about a finger of this, we'll say, light brown looking head. Almost mocha, but not that dark. Pretty creamy looking. Yeah, it looks nice. So let's get a nose on it. That's interesting. So it actually smells like an entire Boston cream donut. Like I'm getting everything from the doughiness from the actual donut to the like custard-like filling. Yeah, that smells fuck. I gotta hand it to them. Now, I know these are brewed with artificial flavors, natural flavors. This one specifically in artificial colors, and I think the Jelly Donut one was artificial and natural flavors. And I don't really like that. I prefer these to just be 100% natural. Just let the adjuncts speak for themselves or whatever, but I get it. You're probably not gonna be able to have this smell like a Boston cream donut without any of those extra artificial and natural flavors. This one, again, just natural flavors. But it does. This smells like a straight up fucking Boston cream donut in stout form. There's a little bit of like a roasty, toasty kind of like malt character. I'm also getting like the chocolate on top. It's, wow. 4.3% too. Yeah, it has like a Hershey syrup kind of like chocolate. So maybe not, exactly like the top of a Boston cream donut, but that chocolate does also not 100% just like, biting into a cacao bar or something. It has like a fake sugary kind of chocolate note, and that's exactly what this has. Yeah, it fucking I can't stress enough how much it smells like a Boston cream donut in the nose. It's fucking insane to me. I get the custard, I get the chocolate, I get the doughiness. This is like a 5 out of 5 for aroma. Like what they're going for, they have hit the nail on the head. Let's see if they've done that taste-wise. Cheers, everyone. They've not hit the nail on the head taste-wise. Fuck, is that disappointing. Sorry. It's not bad. This is not like the Jelly Donut one where it was like, it's bad or anything on the palate or like, it doesn't work for me. It's just that nose was so inviting. It was like, hey, I just took a bunch of fucking Dunkin Boston cream donuts and just stuffed it into your 4.3% stout. And then I'm tasting it and it's just like, it didn't happen. Body on this one's higher side of light body, 4.3%, I expect it. The mouthfeel, there's carbonation. It's not really, it has an okay smoothness to it, but it's not really creamy. It's not really like fluffy or like pillowy or anything. I'd like to see this one have a little bit more of like a nice sensation. to the mouthfeel, like a more soft, smooth type of creamy vibe. It's 4.3% though. I kind of anticipated the body being lighter and the mouthfeel being kind of like this, so I'm fine with that. The taste though. Right up front, I'm hit with more of a toasted kind of malt character. It doesn't have like the roasty goodness from a stout, more of a toasted kind of character. There is chocolate, but it's more of like a dark bittering chocolate. There's a smidge of like caramel and breadiness, but it doesn't really taste like a Boston cream donut. Passes through the palate. There's a mild bitterness that kind of hits, a semi-dry kind of finish to it. I will say this is not overly sweet. This doesn't have a lot of sweetness. I think I'd like a little bit more sweetness in this, honestly. This is not bad at all. If you would have handed this to me and said, here is a 4.3% American Stout, done. Just here it is. It's a low ABV stout. I'd be like, all right, pretty nice, not bad. But the fact that this is a Boston Kreme Stout from Harpoon and Dunkin, and this whole Dunkin mix pack is collab between the two. I'm disappointed from that aspect. I really am. But it's not a bad beer. Let me stress that. It's not a bad beer. Unlike the Jelly Donut IPA, I'm disappointed, but I don't dislike this. That one I really didn't care. I think I gave it like a 3.2 or something. I really didn't care for it. I thought the IPA fought with the Jelly Donut kind of character. This one doesn't fight as much as it's lacking in like robust flavor. You can't taste the alcohol at 4.3%, which is nice. And a couple things. I would like to see this one a little bit more sweet, just slightly. And I would like to see that Boston cream donut character amplified. It's like barely there in the taste. Like I get a little bit of that bready and like chocolate, but I don't really get like the custard I was getting in the nose. If the nose carried over to the taste to a fucking T, I would have probably gave this close to 5 out of 5. I shit you not. That would have been fucking crazy at 4.3% to have it smell and taste like a Boston cream donut. It would be like perfect for what they're saying. The nose was a 5 out of 5. The taste, which I ultimately grade on and rate on, and I can't do much more for the Harpoon Dunkin Boston Kreme Stout. I can't do anything more than a 3.5 out of 5. Like that's the best I can give this one. The nose was a 5 out of 5. The taste is a 3.5 out of 5. It's just, it's okay. It's a solid beer, but for what they're going for, nah, they didn't do it for me. Price and availability, wherever you see Harpoon, you should have seen this one. By the time you see this review, it's going to be like early to mid November. I've seen these still kicking around here in the Western New York area. I think at a Wegmans I saw one, and at Consumers Beverages. So if you're in the Western New York area, you probably can still get these if you want to try them. Outside of that, if you get Harpoon, you probably should have seen them. Who knows? Maybe they're still on the shelves. Maybe they'll brew this one again, next year or something. I hope they do, or maybe come out with a new collab. Different, there's so many different donuts from Dunkin' and whatnot. You could probably do a whole shit ton of them. So hopefully they continue on. Even though I was disappointed with a couple of them, they're still fun to try. And I like the Dunkin' Pumpkin, and I like the Coffee Porter. So we'll see. Price point, $17 a 12-pack. That's a pretty good value. You're talking less than $1.50 a can for something that is kind of fun to try. Even though they missed the mark for me, I still think this one was pretty fun to try. And that nose, I will still remember that nose for a long time because it was just amazing, immaculate, just fucking world class nose. But ultimately, the taste didn't live up. So if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about the entire Dunkin Dozen mix pack, because like I said, I like the Coffee Porter. I like the Dunkin' Pumpkin. Not a fan of the Jelly Donut IPA, and really not a fan of this one just because it didn't hit the nail on the head as far as what they're going for, but I still don't hate this one. So they're basically 2 for 4 from the mix pack. But yeah, like I said, I hope they come out with another one maybe into the spring and maybe do lighter flavors or something like that. Maybe go with stuff that fits the season more for people who are seasonal drinkers. But yeah, disappointing, but whatever. Still not a bad beer. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one. Cheers.